This is the Dallas Morning News.
It's Monday, July 7th. It will be mostly sunny today with clouds drifting in this afternoon, bringing with it a chance for an afternoon thunderstorm. The high will be 91. Cloudy and humid this evening with an overnight low of 75. Here are today's headlines. Nearly 300 miles from home, a fire engine from Midland creaked to a stop at a crosswalk outside a Catholic church where a weary congregation battered by floodwaters days earlier trickled into the sanctuary for Sunday Mass. Worshippers on Sunday filled church parking lots across Kerrville, the seat of Kerr County, which was hard hit after the Guadalupe River swelled tens of feet over its banks in the early morning hours of the 4th of July. Governor Greg Abbott proclaimed Sunday a day of prayer, urging Texans to lift the lives lost, those still missing, the recovery of our communities, and the safety of those on the front lines. The flood's toll continues to climb as crews and authorities have worked around the clock to recover the lost and assess the damage. The updates in part have centered on Camp Mystic, a Christian summer camp in the Hunt area that draws girls from across Dallas-Fort Worth. In other news, as the rescue and recovery efforts continue, many are asking, did Texas officials do enough to prevent flood devastation? The first warning came Thursday afternoon, shortly after 1 p.m. Meteorologists for the National Weather Service in New Braunfels predicted up to 7 inches of rain would fall in the flood-prone Texas Hill Country, which includes Kerr County, in the early morning hours on Friday the 4th. As the frantic search limped into a third day, grief-stricken Texans are asking if meteorologists and local officials did enough to prevent the catastrophe. Questions have emerged over whether federal job cuts by the Trump administration hobbled the Weather Service and why Kerr County lacked an emergency response system. Bob Fogarty, a longtime Weather Service meteorologist in New Braunfels, said 4 meteorologists were working early Friday, double the usual number for an overnight shift. The agency issued the first flash flood warning at 1:14 a.m. Friday for Kerr and Bandera counties, with the tags considerable and catastrophic. That warning automatically triggered alerts to cell phones in the region, but not all areas have cell phone coverage. Jonathan Porter, the chief meteorologist at AccuWeather, a private weather forecasting company that uses National Weather Service data, said local officials had adequate information to order evacuations, adding that AccuWeather warned of imminent flash flooding well in advance. Had these warnings been heeded, lives could have been saved. Some blamed federal job cuts by the Trump administration for hampering Weather Service forecasts and communications. Rick Spinrad, who previously served as the head of the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, told the news on Sunday the Weather Service's staff is down about 25%, potentially endangering communities at a time when climate change is making the weather more volatile. The agency's New Braunfels office, which provides forecasting for Austin and San Antonio, is missing its warning coordination meteorologist, who is responsible for working with local emergency managers to plan for floods and other disasters. Next up, President Donald Trump on Sunday signed a major disaster declaration for Kerr County after the deadly flash flooding through Texas's Hill Country. Texas Governor Greg Abbott has expanded the state's disaster declaration beyond Kerr County to include counties near Austin. But Sunday's federal declaration appeared confined to Kerr County, the hardest hit area. Over the weekend, assets from the Federal Emergency Management Agency, the U.S. Coast Guard, and Customs and Border Protection have been assisting the local search and rescue efforts. Trump's declaration will provide federal disaster assistance to individuals seeking housing, home repairs, and loans to cover home damages. It will also make federal funding available to government agencies and nonprofit organizations for emergency work and facility repair and replacement on a cost-sharing basis. And it's official. Kyrie Irving will be in Dallas for the foreseeable future. The Mavericks officially announced the veteran guard's re-signing on Sunday afternoon. The team did not disclose the terms of Irving's new deal. In June, the Dallas Morning News' Mike Curtis reported that Irving agreed to a new 3-year, $119 million deal with the Mavericks. Irving, a 9-time All-Star, had no plans of leaving Dallas. He is expected to miss a significant portion of the upcoming season, though, after sustaining an ACL tear in his left knee last season. Prior to his injury in March, Irving was averaging 25 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. Thanks for listening. For more on today's stories and the latest breaking news, visit dallasnews.com. Enjoy your day. I'll be back tomorrow with more from the Dallas Morning News.